On March 11, 2020, Donald Trump put a travel ban into place due to the outbreak of COVID-19. This banned most people from coming to the US unless they fit some strange exceptions, like if you own real estate in the US or are a very specific family member of people in the US who are young and single. At the time, this was probably a good choice to make, and at the time we didn't know anything about the virus and it was spreading quickly, leaving many dead in its path. This ban separated a lot of families and unmarried couples, including me and my boyfriend, but it was worth it because, yeah, it's a global pandemic. Flash forward 15 months, now we have a new president, several vaccines, and the lowest rates of COVID since this all began. Since the vaccine rollout in April, the cases have continued to fall until now, the start of June. But even though so much progress is being made, there are still people who have been swept under the rug and forgot about. The travel restrictions are still in place, with no sign of changing. In many states, no one has to wear masks anymore, stadiums can be filled to capacity, and vaccinated people can gather inside. This sounds like the end of the pandemic for most people, but thousands are still suffering just as they have been for the past 15 months. There have been countless tweets, blog posts, and letters written begging the US government to make exceptions for unmarried couples and families. I have seen people say they have missed funerals of their parents and births of their children because they are not married. It may seem to you like, well, no one is allowed to travel, they just need to wait. But as always, there's our good friend, the loophole, that exists, and as usual, it exists for people with an excess of time and money. To get around the travel ban, you can stay in a country that's not banned for 14 days and then come right into the US with a negative COVID test. These places include Mexico, and for most of the pandemic, India. These places have had just as high of rates of COVID, but for some reason, they are okay to travel from. There has been an inconsistency and a lack of review on these rules that really spit in the face of these separated human beings. The press secretary has been asked many times about the ban, and she always says she has nothing to say except they are reviewing them and that they are based on science and facts. The Biden administration has really stressed to everyone that they believe in science, but I'm pretty sure science would tell you not to leave a massive loophole in a rule meant to reduce the spread of a deadly, extremely contagious virus, right? The bans have not been updated in real time as countries have become more vaccinated and their COVID rates plummet. At this point, it feels like everyone in the government has just forgotten about us. It feels like they've locked the door and thrown away the key. The one thing the US loves is its money. This capitalistic nation would do pretty much anything if it meant it could pocket some cold hard cash. But these restrictions have caused the loss of millions of dollars to the economy that are usually spent on travel. It's confusing in this situation how even money won't sway Joe Biden. On the 8th of June 2021, it was reported that the Biden admin just now, remember, at 15 months into this, has put together a task force to focus on reopening travel, but has made it clear it won't happen anytime soon since there's a lot of work to be done. It's strange that Europe can begin reopening, and people from many countries have been coming and going as they please, but for some listed countries, it will take months to figure out how to safely test and quarantine. When I read this announcement, I was not excited as I should have been because it confirmed what I knew all along. The government did not care about me. They don't care about the thousands of people who have continued their relationships through a screen. No idea when they would be able to hug their loved ones again. The suffering these people have gone through is so sad, and there is time gone that they will never be able to get back. I wonder if the people in the government ever stop to think about how they would feel if they were separated from their family so long, or if they think about the time that they are taking from these people still as I speak. It's time for the travel restrictions to be lifted and to allow people to get tested and travel again. I look forward to reading the news headline once they do. All I can do now is hope and wait. Thank you for listening. I hope you have a good day. I'll talk to you soon.